Most youth pastors, are young when they start. And so it makes sense that a youth pastor is intimidated by and does not have the confidence to feel like they can actually invest in parents. And a couple things that are important for a young youth pastor to understand is you do not have anything to offer parents on parenting. You've never been a parent of a teenager, so as a result, you don't have anything to offer on that. But what a young youth pastor can offer parents is three things. First, they can offer parents insight on how to communicate with teenagers, because that's what youth pastors do all day. We're constantly talking to teenagers. We're listening to teenagers, and as a result of that, we just kind of have a sense of how you communicate and understand a teenager. Teenagers are intimidating, they're mysterious, and most people in general, but particularly parents, just really don't know what to do with them. And so if you're a youth pastor, just because of the amount of time you spend with teenagers, you have some level of expertise on how to communicate with them. So first off, they can help parents understand how to communicate with their teenager. Secondly, a youth pastor should be a student of youth culture. Some of that is just qualitative in the sense that youth pastors spend so much time with kids that they listen to and they kind of see what's going on socially, what's going on culturally amongst teenagers. And so, for example, most parents are terrified of what to do with social media. But most youth pastors, they see how kids use social media. They actually have the same social media themselves. And so they have so much to tell parents about things like that. And so a youth pastor can be a bridge in the sense that they can communicate to parents what's going on in youth culture and help them better understand how to lead their child. Another thing that a youth pastor can offer parents is God's Word. If you're a youth pastor, you're trying to be a student of context. You're trying to understand teenagers, and you're thinking about how to communicate and apply the gospel and God's Word in that context. And so with that being said, if you're a youth pastor and you are, being diligent in your study of God's Word and your understanding of Christian doctrine, then you can kind of help parents understand how to bridge both, God's Word and the life of a teenager. So even if your youth pastor is only 24 years old or 23 years old, that's something that they can do if they have a humble attitude and they say up front to parents, I don't know, I can't tell you anything about parenting. This is what I have to offer. A last thing that I would say about how a youth pastor can help parents, most parents don't even know that they have a biblical responsibility to disciple their children. The churches have been so inept at educating parents on their spiritual role in their child's life. And so if nothing else, a youth pastor can help a parent understand that that's something that they're called to. They have to do that in a humble way, and in a way that we do it in our congregation so that it's received by parents and they don't feel judged or condemned, is we say, hey, you know what? You're the primary spiritual leader in your child's life. You're the primary pastor. You're the one who lives with them 7 days a week, and we only have them for a few segments a week. And so given that, we want to do everything that we can do to support you in the discipleship of your child. In communicating like that, a parent is getting the picture that they have a role to spiritually lead their child, but it's being communicated in a way that's pastoral and that's not judgmental and that's not putting them under the law, but instead is gracious and trying to support and encourage them.